Akshan has a really fun build that you have seen in multiple of my videos before, and a lot of people seem confused about how it works, so I'm going to explain it today. This is obviously AP Sean. People doubt it, but it actually works, and I think it's unironically more viable than people give credit for. So when should you go AP Akshan? Only go AP Akshan if you actually need the AP. I don't think it is better than his original build in a regular AD fashion, but let's say your full team is AD. That's when you can actually choose to go AP Akshan. I'll give you the pros and cons and how to build it. So the pros and cons of AP Akshan. The pros is obviously you are going to do massive burst damage that they will never expect. They are going to underestimate you. They're going to think you're trolling, which gives you that mental edge when playing League of Legends. The cons, it takes a little bit longer to actually spike compared to AD Akshan, and you might get reported. But anyways, besides that, let me show you the build. So how it works. You go Gnasher's Tooth as your starting item. Your boots, you generally want Sorc shoes or defensive, depending on the game, but Sorc is just a generic good boot to buy if you're going AP Akshan. And then how you want to pair it up, this is very important. It doesn't matter. So you can pair this up once you get Gnashers with Rabadons. You can pair it up with second item Shadow Flame. You can pair it up with second item Guinsoo's. All of these, doesn't matter what order, you can pair any of these up. It just kind of depends on what you want. For example, if you choose to pair it up with Gnasher's Guinsoo's, you're going to do insane amount of damage to a tanky unit. For example, you can see here that my third auto, I obliterate tanks, right? So that is the premise of going, Gnasher's and Guinsoo's. But if you just want full on burst, right? Let's say they have full on squishy, you can skip Guinsoo's, go either Rabadon or Shadow Flame depending on your gold, and then pair it up with any item. You can go Zhonya's, you can go Void Staff, any of these. And this is generally what an AP Akshan build will look like. Now, last thing I need to clarify, how does AP Akshan actually work? A lot of people seem confused. Let me explain. Q, no scaling. W, no scaling. E, no scaling. R, no scaling. Where's the scaling with AP then? It is all packed in his passive. As you can read, every 3 attacks deal an additional 563 damage, and then he gains a shield. The shield doesn't matter, but that's the passive. All it does is the marks right here, the 2 marks I applied, the third mark is where AP Akshan hits, 735 damage. So the premise of AP Akshan is proccing that 3-hit passive as many times as you can to do insane amount of damage. And that's how it works. So for example, your R, max range R fires 7 shots. AP Akshan, it does a lot of damage. That is how you play AP Akshan.